And what's his name? Satyam. Write his name. Okay. Third, Dolly. Sit down. She's writing a name. And the students have not come. Give that girl a chance. What's her name? Yes. Then write Angel. You come after many days. Where were you? Okay. Sweta. Ojal. You can also speak? Yeah, you're a ICSE student, so you can speak. Try. Write those girl's name. What's your name? Aditi. You can also speak? This is your first class. You have hesitation. Okay, no issue. No issue. You can speak? No. You want to learn. Okay. Sit down. You sit. Yeah, give that smaller a chance. How many students are there total?
So,
Arpit versus this girl. What's her name?
Tanisha.
Tanisha. Yes. Total how many as in the first round?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. So now let's, this girl, what's the name? Write her name. Tanisha versus, what's your name? Mona Lisa. Such a famous name, I forget it every time. Okay, sit down. Good. So now we start. First of all, pay attention, everybody. Dear students, how I am saying, the same way you have to say. Respected Director Sir, Satyam Sir, our SST teacher who is present here, other teachers, and my dear students. Today we are having a spoken English class or GD group discussion in which the topic is the old generation versus the new generation. And the first speaker of this group is introducing Maya. So give her a clap. Start with a pause. Yes. Come here, Maya. Stand here. You have to face this. Anyway, the mobile is rotating. Yes. Catch this and say.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Maya Priya, a student of 9th standard. Respected Director Sir, my dear teachers, and my dear friends, I am here to say on old generation versus new generation. When we talk about old generation, we remember the times our parents tell us about how cheap things were at that time and what was the economic difference in it. As for that time, things were very, very cheap, and now they are really expensive. At that time, at my parents' time, there were button phones and they only used it for small communication. And if we go a little back, at our grandparents' time, there was only telephone, and they used to talk with letters, communicate with letters. And in our time, in the new generation, we talk with mobile for every small detail to share. We use laptops, computers for doing our work. Technology is really very useful at this time. In old generation, girls were not accepted as much as much boys were accepted. They believed in old times that girls can't do things which boys can. They weren't allowed to study. They were not allowed to be in sports and all. But in this time, girls are as comparable to boys as anybody else.
Okay, give her a pause. Good, thank you very much. Very nice. Now I'll request Shivam to come here and say, give his view. As she introduced the things were in old generation and new generation, after that gradually we'll come to the problems that the new generation is facing. That is the main topic. What problems we are facing with our parents and grandparents, which seize or we feel seizes our freedom. That is the main thing. Yes. Pull this. Come in front. Yes. Give him applause. Welcome Shivam with applause.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Shivam Raj Nirala. I am in standard 10 and I am from Bisawascote Boys School. So, respected director Sir Satyam Sir and my present history teacher Anand Sir. And my dear friends, today I am here to share my opinion regarding the old generation and new generation. So, in my opinion, the old generation was best in case of discipline, where we see that the children were really working hard for their parents to make their life comfortable. I think it's very...
What news? Recording is going on. This will go in Facebook. Say. You're not prepared?
So prepared, but it's new now.
For giving me this opportunity to say something about old generation and new generation, and I want to thankful for our director Mr. Satyam sir, our SST teacher Mr. Anand sir, and our respected English teacher Mr. Charles sir for giving me this opportunity to tell something about. I want to tell both of options. If I go through all generation, there was a very big safety for girls, because in old generation girls if we see new generation, then now there was too much molestation cases are there, but in old generation the girls are not allowed to go anywhere to go outside from the house. That's why girls are not molested with them. In before, when our grandparents are there was few cases of molestation, but in new generation there is too much molestation cases are there. But if we go through the benefits of new generation, there was too much technology was too much higher. If we can study with online mode also, we can study with online mode also, and simply we use this technology in our study also. And if I go through new generation, then if I go through old generation, there was too much faults are there, because in old generation parents are very simply take that in old generation, if a girl will born, then she was simply death. She was simply die, because her father was simply died her. But in new kill her. But in new generation, all the parents want a girl, because now there was too much. There are many girls who become a very high and they got very opportunity. They are very much educated. That's why. And if I go to new generation, then girls, here we listen that girls are too much educated more than boys. And if I
go through old generation, then there was only if a girl done her matric, then she has to marry with a boy. But in now generation, a girl before after 25 years she was married with a boy. It is the benefit for it, because the girl was if the girl have any job, then she want to marry. But in before if she done her matric, then whatever was there, if she was 14-year-old, then she used to marry. If so something more I have to
Give her
say.
a clap. Thank you. Camera's facing that side. Okay. Yes. What's his name? Yeah. What's his name next? Purushottam. Welcome Purushottam with applause. Move the mask. Start.
Good evening, my respected director Sir Satyam sir and my English teacher. I am Purushottam Raj Nirala, representing the boys, and I am going to say to the topic the old generation versus new generation. As we know that old generation is better in discipline, because the children were very disciplined that time. The parents were strict, but in new generation recently we have seen that in the Lucknow the son has thrown his mother and father out of his house. So, and in old generation the girls get less opportunity to take part in any sports or do anything without the permission of fathers. But in new generation we can say that the girls get more opportunity. Thank you.
Okay. Give him a clap. Give him applause. Very good. Who's the next? Who's the next after Purushottam? Dolly. Come this side. Hold this. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. I am Dolly Singh from class 9, and today we are here for a group discussion about the topic the new generation versus old generation. So we all know that we thinking about the old generation, the very first thing which come into our mind is education system. We all know that how much the education system has developed these days, and in the before times the education was not very much preferred by the people, by the parents, hardly, and particularly for girls were hardly getting higher education. But now a time has come, girls are getting jobs in each and every field, and not even in education, but many things about the psychological thinking of the old generation parents and new generation parents, the trust which has become more strong these days. And also it's not like only the new generation is the best, but also there are many benefits, many advantages, we can say positive sides of the old generation also. The respect given by the students to the teachers that time, to the parents that time, and many more things. The cyber crimes are so much increased these days, and many things are there. So it's like very sometimes. And also when we talk about the old generation, especially for girls, even if they go out for sometimes, the traumatic situation that arise in their house is just like hell. And nowadays girls are also trusted a lot by their parents. And with this I would like to conclude my speech. Thank you so much for giving me a patience here.
Good. Give her applause. Thank you. Who's the next? Who's the next? Samisha. Come on. Come here. You go and stand there. Go there. The camera is more clear there, so I want you to stand there. Yeah, stand there. Take this. Hold. Start.
Good evening, director and my teachers and my dear friends. I am Samisha from class 7, and I thanks for giving me a chance. I represent the new generation. We have a new generation. They have a advanced technology and good hospitals, and the old generation we have not the good hospitals and advanced technology, and we want to talk with write a letter for some meals
You're not prepared. I told you to prepare. Come, be prepared. And don't go out of the track. Our main topic is that what problems are we facing with our parents? Where do we feel that we are dependent, or we are captured, or we are in prison? We don't feel nice. Our freedom is seized. That is the main topic. Not about the inventions and the old inventions and the new inventions and all that. The main topic is the problems faced in our family in the thinking of the old generation versus the new generation. Give it here. Thank you. Give it applause, no problem. Who's the next?
So, Angela and Sweta.
Huh?
Angela and Sweta. Angel.
Angel, come on. Yes. Stand there and say no problem. Move that mask first.
So, I have a fever.
You have to move with the mask. You can't say. Move forward. You have fever, not COVID now. Then say.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my respected director, my history teacher Anjali ma'am, and my respected English teacher Charles sir. So before starting, I would like to introduce myself. I am Angel from class 8 from Bishop School, and I am speaking about the topic, the thinking of old generation and the thinking of new generation, how the child behave in old generation with their parents, and how the parents behave with the child in old generation, and how the child is now behaving and how the parents will now behaving. So in old generation, the families are joined. The parents and the child were living with the child was living with his parents. And if you see the new generation, the child is not the child is not thinking to live child was not thinking important to live with their parents. He was living outside with a wife and with a child, and his old and poor parents were living alone and managing their house. And if you see the thinking of old generation, there was a sati pratha in old generation. If the husband dies, his wife is also die. If she was not, if his wife was burnt alive. And if we see the new generation, this system was removed, and the wife whose husbands are dead, she was allowed to remarriage and continue their life with the support of someone.
Okay, give her applause. Nice, thank you. Yeah. Who's the next? Sweta. Say.
Good evening, friends. I'm Shata. I'm here to discuss about old generation and new generation. In old generation, people don't allow girls to go out from their houses, and they used to restrict her and to tell her that you are not allowed and you are not supposed to go out from your house, because the outside world is not nice, and in new generation we see that girls are not restricted by their family, and they can do whatever they want to do. They go in schools and they complete their educations, and their parents also supports them, and they are in old generations, and our grandparents says that now she is elder enough to get married, and in new generation we see that their parents say that no, she will complete her studies first, and then she will do her job, and then she will get married. So that's the thank you.
Okay, you're a clap. You're a pause. Who's the next? Ojal. After that means? After who? Who's the next? Huh? Who's Aditi? You're Aditi. You're Aditi. Your confidence level is very poor. Come. Your confidence level is very poor. You need to get inspired and take a message from the small boy who's studying class 5. He's always ready to say right or wrong. But he never says I won't. He said I will try. Give applause. Start.
Good evening everybody, I am Arpit Kumar. I am going to talk about the old and the new generation family bonds. In the old generation, all the family were living joints and living together. But after the internet and the nation, then
What happened? Try to say something.
yes,
Okay, give him applause, no problem. Go and prepare next time. Always there's a next time. Don't get disheartened and don't get distressed. You will get another opportunity to say. Who's next after that?
Good evening to my honorable Satyam sir and my present teacher, my present SST teacher Anand sir, and my English teacher Charles sir. Today I am going to tell about the old generation versus new generation. In old generations, girls were not allowed to do anything. Simply there was a child marriage. The girls after 15 or before 15 only, their family used to marry her with a boy having age 20 or 21, and now in the new generation the girls are educated and they are getting job, and after 25 they are getting married, and in old generations girls were not supposed to wear small clothes, and they were always they have to always stay at home every day, and they have to do all works at home. But now the girls are educated more than boys. Simply we can say that girls are now better than boys, and girls are educating more and more, and they are doing lots of job, and they are just
and their
Angry.
family and their family don't say anything to her that why are you going out, and at night they, if the girl come late in new generation, the mother father don't say that why are you late, and what we're doing, and in old generation they ask so many questions, why are you late and what are you doing there, and so many things, and girls have to face so many problem in that old generation, and now no, not as much as old generation. Here I am ending my speech.
Good.
Thank
Give
you
her
so
applause. Nice. Good. Who's the next? More than mask? Try. You have to try. Then your confidence level will increase.
Good evening everyone, this is Tanisha of class 10F. I is going to speak about the old generation versus new generation. In old generation, girls were not allowed to wear jeans and top, but in the new generation girls can wear top and jeans. In old generation girls were allowed to married before 18 or till 18, but in new generation girls can married after they getting jobs and when they complete their studies. In old generation
Okay, you don't have subject matter with you. No problem. Give her applause. This is the first chance. You are trying. It's very good. Huh? Yes. Come here. Boys are less today, huh? The girls are more in number comparing to the boys. Start.
Good evening, my director sir, Satyam sir, and my English teacher, Charles sir. Myself Monalisha Banerjee, and I am from class 7. Today I am going to speak some lines about old generation versus new generation. In old generation, girls were not allowed to come out from their home, and their parents think that they can't come out from their home because of the thinking of their neighbors and cousins. But nowadays girls are allowed to come out from their home. In old generation, girls were not allowed to study after 10, and nowadays girls can study after 10. And nowadays our parents think that even boys can do everything, then girls can also do everything.
That's all. Anything more?
No, sir.
Okay, give her applause. No problem. Very good.
Can we got
This is not a debate to cut a point. You have to get
something are missing or something was not true.
No, actually, the main topic of speaking this is that what problems are you facing now with your parents? Where do you feel sometimes that life is hell? Where do you feel sometimes that I am captured? Where do you feel sometimes my freedom is seized? And I wish you get frustrated, you get angry with your mom, you get angry with your dad, with your elder brother. He says, don't go out, and he goes out and comes 12 in the night and all. And you feel, why don't I have freedom to move here and there? Why don't? That is the main topic of this group discussion. But when you started with inventions and the Sati Pratha and all, that was not a part of this topic. The main topic is the personal problems that you're facing where your thoughts don't match with your parents' thoughts, and your grandparents' thoughts don't match with your parents' thought, where your grandfather says no, this is good, but your mother takes your side and says no, the time has changed now. Suppose you have a grandfather at home, your mother's father-in-law, mummy ke ससुर जी in Hindi we say, है ना? He will say, you will say, mummy, our school has organized a camp. we need to go to Rajasthan on a social science camp, or we need to go to Darjeeling on a excursion, then your grandfather, nahi, mat bhejo, don't send her. The time is bad. Our boy is also going. The first question will come from the grandfather. Say, yes, obviously, boys and girls both again. No, don't send her. What will happen? She'll be kidnapped. She may run away with some boy. All negative thoughts come in the old generations. There you feel that I am not trusted. There you feel humiliated. There you feel embarrassed. And that time you can protest, but you feel how to protest. Then your father also may be having his father's thoughts. Your mother may be broad-minded, whereas your father may be narrow-minded. Your mother may be conservative, where your father may be broad-minded. So how do you struggle and how do you manage? How do you balance yourself in this situation? That is the main topic today of group discussion. Understand? Maya, are you getting me? So I'll give you all another chance to speak on this, but speak in a proper way to what I mean to say. Now you will be sharing your personal problems with where you were stuck and where you had to do something where your mother objected, your father objected, your grandfather restricted you to go there, and how did you manage the situation at that time? What was your personal feeling? That's it. Okay, so we start from Amisha. Amisha will first give her personal problems. Anytime, think over it, where you were quite frustrated, quite disheartened, and you thought that why I am born a girl. And the boys also, sometimes they are restricted. They also, why I am restricted from certain things, my freedom. Why is my freedom restricted? This is the main topic. Have you got me? Take one. Now speak on this only. Don't go out of the track.
Thank you for giving me the chance. For my personal feeling,
Turn this side little that they can also see you.
Okay.
From this way.
Then my personal feeling are that if I go anywhere with a boy, then my father used to tell me that who was that, and I told him my mother was not like that, but if my mother was saying that who was that boy, then I managed that he was only a friend, like a brother. But if my father, why should you go with him if you don't used to go with him, na? Then I want to say my personal feeling was that I want to say that if my brother was going with any girl, then you not used to tell something for him. But if I go with something somewhere with a boy, then you was telling that. The first question is like that because it was happened for me, and the second was that if I used to, girls are very much moody types. They want to buy any. If a festival was not there, then she want to buy that. Mommy, I want this dress. Then her father usually say that. You buy next month a dress, and now ever you want to buy one more dress. The money was not growing in the tree. There, but if my brother was saying that. Papa, I want a toy. I want a bat. Then my father was means not too much like old, but he was telling him that obtain good marks, then you even I got 20 up to 18 in science. Then I don't used to buy any dress, but my brother got 20 up to 15, but he have a bat.
Oh, got a new bat.
And I am too much jealous with him. And there was many points, and some points are that like my mom give me some money for monthly pocket money, but my brother also have, but he usually go to my mother and say that I want to eat golgappa, then I don't have money, but if I go to my mother say, I give you the pocket money, na? Then how I can give you once more? I don't give you. Then I usually got angry, and I it is not nice, but I tell that I am not there. I think I am die. Only only Asis, my brother's name is Asis. That's why I told that Asis was there. Take him care. I go away from the house. I usually say I go away from the house. I don't want to leave the house. Then my mother used to angry with me, and in night she was calling me, beta, come here and give me milk, give me some money. Then I used to happy.
So every time do you emotional blackmail your mother like this? Your emotions?
No sir, every time not.
Sometimes.
Because sometime, yes sir.
He accepts this, he blackmails someone. Give her applause, very nice. So this is the way. Here, come on, Shivam, come here now. Are you ready this time to say something? This fella is never prepared nowadays. What? Huh? Yeah. Say. Huh? Huh? No, you think that if I was a girl, go into imagination, then what problems you would have faced it. Achha, means your families are having broad thinking. They never. Okay, father is the teacher. Very good. And your grandparents, what is? Stand up, uncle. What is your opinion about your grandparents? Do you have your grandparents? Oh, they are not there. Okay, sit down, no problem. Yeah. Okay. But being a mukhya doesn't change the thoughts of a person. Okay, sit down. Good. Move that mask. Say.
Good afternoon, class, and my respected teachers. Thank you for having me. I am going to share my problems, what I have faced of being a girl. So I have never faced the problem with my mother and father, but before in lockdown, when my mother is sending me to the dance class, and when my grandfather know about it, he was saying to my mother, why you are sending her to the dance class? What is the use of the dance class? What she gain with the dance class? Nothing she gain. Nothing is in dance, nothing in singing. So and at that time I was very emotional that I loved that thing, and my grandfather was against of this, and I didn't like that time. So and when my mother told my father, he is not having any objection with me, but why my grandfather was stopping me for going to dance class and for going for doing some other activities. I don't like this. I love my grandfather, but his thought and think really hurts me sometimes. He was very kind hearted, but his thinking was not that I think what my father thinks. And my grandmother is also not having, but my grandfather was feeling like why she is going molested. He was watching the news, so that's why he was
concerned and worried, but he did it in another way. He was concerned about you, seeing other situations. Our grandparents and parents get feared. They have that fear that it happened with that girl, it may happen with my child tomorrow. As the situation is, anything can happen. So they are also having concern and fear. It is not that they are negative and they restrict your freedom. Anyway, give her applause. Nice. Share the personal. Come on, Maya. Now you have to share your personal this now, like she shared with the grandfather. What problems did you face or do you face? That is the matter. Yeah, start.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to speak about my personal problems that I have faced in my life with my parents as for being a girl. I clearly remember that day when I came from school and my mother told that my elder brother brought a female friend